Welcome back, Portmasters. SEO Matt here with another live unboxing and a few other things. But we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get things set up here and be on the road shortly. I just need to make sure I have things in place here. I was doing some quick math about this mystery box because I know it's a question I get a lot. How much did you pay? And I honestly didn't remember. So trying to get that in place, trying to get everything set. But I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Um, those of you outside the US, I hope you had a good Thursday and are enjoying your weekend now. But uh Freddie, yeah, love a chill unboxing. I think we all do. Golden finally back into Skylanders. Nice. Glad to have you. Sushi playing a Fortnite event right now. Fair enough. Maybe you can multitask. Just have us on in the background or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing too pressing going on here. So one thing I will mention, I'll mention it now up front, and I'm sure I'll mention it a few more times throughout the day. We didn't do any big like Black Friday sale or anything this year. We don't often do anything for Black Friday. Um, but I did decide I've got my hands on a few more light yawn traps. And so we decided that I'm gonna put them on sale again. So today only, if you need to get your hands on a light yawn trap, they are on sale right now. Knocked $50 off the price, and you can grab them. Go for it. So yeah, light yawn traps on sale right now. Otherwise, we will get into this mystery unboxing shortly. I don't think there is any fuss about a new Skylanders game. I haven't heard anything about a new Skylanders game, but yeah. Got Trap Team. Trap Team is a good game. Yeah, enjoy that. Freddie, things are going well. Any day we get to talk about Skylanders is pretty much a good day. So I like to keep that going. All right. Oh, one other thing I will bring up briefly. If any of you saw my Twitter post, I mentioned three things that are happening today. One was the discount on the yawn traps. Two is the mystery box that we'll get to in just a moment. And three is a new project that I'm working on. Some of you have heard about this before. I've talked about it a little bit as something that I want to do, but it's actually happening now. Is the SEL marketplace. So I want to throw this idea out there and get your thoughts and see what questions you might have. But we're getting set to launch the SEO marketplace in the next couple of weeks here. And the idea behind the marketplace is I can't always get my hands on enough Skylanders for you guys. But I know there are other sellers out there that are consistently buying and selling Skylanders and producing at a high quality for you. And I want to help give them a broader audience. I want to introduce them to you and you to them, and that way we can all benefit. Because my goal is and has always been trying to help you complete your collection, and sometimes that means you buy from other people. But yeah, I want to put together this marketplace. It's a select group of hand picked sellers that I trust, that I will put my name behind, and hopefully they can also help you complete your collection one way or another. So it's a little marketplace that just more more options for you to buy from, and hopefully you can trust those sellers just as much as you trust me. But that's what we're hoping for. Yeah, U2's is teaming up with Skylanders. Absolutely excited about that. We'll hopefully have more information about that in the next few months, but nothing at the moment. Introduced your little brother to Skylanders for the first time this Thanksgiving. Jaden, that's awesome. That's awesome. Got a mystery box for Skylanders and it's all water tiki traps and food fights. Oof. Oof. Sushi. That hurts. That hurts indeed. Thankfully, I haven't come across any of those. We've had some mediocre mystery boxes in the past. The last mystery bag that we did, that we unboxed, I don't know if we did that one live or if it was just in the video, but yeah, that one has actually turned out to be pretty good. We got like 10 figures for $8, or well, it's supposed to be 10 figures, but it turned out to be 9 figures. But it was still a good deal for what we got. Snapping, yeah, I'm not good with paths. I don't even remember what they are. So yeah, chat if you want to help out. Which Wildstorm path would you choose? Sushi says top. Oliver, how would you pay at max for Blastertron? Um, are we talking inbox, out of box? I mean loose as a guideline. I would look at whatever my price is in the shop and kind of use that as your baseline. I'm not saying my price is the right price and the only price you should pay. It's kind of an average of all the prices out there. Um, it's right around, market price. But I was discussing this yesterday with some folks in the Discord. Like, market price is really honestly just kind of an average of all the selling prices out there. So it doesn't mean it can't sell for more. It doesn't mean it can't sell for less. Um, it's just kind of the average. And so a little bit of how much you want to pay plays into how much value do you put into it. Like, uh, are you able to get your hands on it immediately? Um, some people put a value on that. Are you able, like, is it in top-notch condition? Sometimes you put value on that. Um, and then if it's in box, there can be a value to that. And if it's mint in box, there can be even more value to that. And so it's a hard question to answer just straight up. Like, how much would you pay? I mean, how much would I pay? Like, buying for the shop is a completely different question than how much should a collector pay to add it to their collection. And so, like, I I guess that's a question too. Is like, are you asking me how much would I personally pay to, like if you were to sell to me? Is that what you're asking, or um, are you asking to to buy for your collection? Sorry to make that so long and confusing. Starting seller in Europe, right? Got any tips? Um, be consistent, provide good customer service. Like I mean, find some good stuff that is high in demand, so you can get some sales right off the bat, hopefully. Um, and then slowly start building up your customer base. Like, you want people to know you and trust you, and the way to do that is to sell them good stuff at reasonable prices and provide good customer service. That means, shipping quickly, shipping the figures safely so they arrive in the same condition that they were sent. Um, not misrepresenting your products. Like, if you're selling in an auction, like on eBay or whatnot or something, make sure you're showing them exactly what they're getting. Um, and that is a good way to build that trust and figure out, or build that trust and grow your audience. It'll be a slow road, but you can do it. Nelson, how do I determine the price of a figure? So it's evolved a little bit over the years. 3.5 years ago, when I was starting the shop, it was based heavily, heavily, heavily on current eBay prices. Um, because I didn't have any other data to go off of. eBay is the largest marketplace. They have the most data available. So I went into the solds over there, looked at prices, see what things are selling for, and started there. Now prices have changed a lot over the years, and I personally have a lot more data, and it's all based on supply and demand. So if things are consistently selling out over and over and over, price goes up because demand's low, supply is low, demand is high. I keep selling out. Um, and if things just aren't selling, like that's when prices can come down. And sometimes there's just an influx in supply. Like I got a bunch of extra yawn traps. And so we put the yawn traps on sale today because I have a higher supply and the demand hasn't really changed for them. It's demand is still basically the same. Um, and so the price can come down a little bit. Um, why does your airstrike only work on the floor and not your wooden table? Sushi, I have never heard of anything like that, so I don't have an answer for you. That is I if you're able at some point, I would love to see a video of that. That sounds very, very odd. Luca, how durable is new Skylander? I mean, they are relatively durable, but yes, I would avoid throwing them repeatedly. Um, I have often said that's like Skylanders don't die on their own very well. They often uh the 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 leading cause of Skylander death is mistreatment, whether that's from keeping them in a getting them wet, keeping them in an environment that's too warm or too cold, which usually results in some kind of moisture, um, throwing them around, letting your pets get to them, letting your kids get to them, um, or little brothers and sisters. Like, yeah, that's usually what causes Skylanders to go bad, more than just using them, putting them on and off the portal and putting them back on a shelf or in a drawer or something like that. So a couple of throws is probably not going to kill the Skylander, but I would do what you do and put them away for sure. Who's better, Wildstorm or Robo? This includes the level. Oof. Ooh, including the level? That's tough. That's tough. I might actually lean towards Wildstorm because I think I like Wildstorm better than Robo. But Gary, welcome. Glad you can make it. Most expensive portal is the Xbox One Trap Team portal. Yeah, Xbox One Trap Team portal is the most expensive portal. If you want to send me a video, it's probably best done over email. So you can email me, matt@skylanderscharacterlist.com. It's where's my email? There it is. Matt at skylanderscharacterlist.com. If the video doesn't, directly fit there, you might have to just upload it to, Google or whatever cloud source you have and send me a link to it. Or I mean, if you would want to upload it to like YouTube and just send me a link from a YouTube link, even if you keep it unlisted or whatever it is, that you can still send me a link and I can view it that way if you don't want to make it public. But yeah, uploading to YouTube would probably be the easiest way to share it. Don't want 2024 to end. Hey, we still got another month. We got this. My opinion on sky sleeves, I like them. I like them. I have a bunch of them. I haven't put all my figures in them yet, but like, yeah, I bought a bunch of them. I recommend them. Yeah, they're a good product. Much better than anything else we have. I mean, this is the only, literally like the only thing that's made to specifically protect Skylanders. Um, so yeah, I like what Skylander Dude is doing with those. I do recommend them. Oliver, ranking of Skylanders from worst to best. Okay, well, I'm gonna go best to worst because it's easier. So at the top, I have Spyro's Adventure. At the bottom is always Superchargers and Swap Force. They kind of rotate between the last two spots. Right now, Swap Force is on the bottom. It's usually whichever one I've played most recently because um, I remember how bad it is. And then the other three, so like Giants, Trap Team, and Imaginators, are in slots 2, 3, and 4, but they're all kind of tied for the same ranking. Now keep in mind, all Skylanders games are good games, and even though I rank the Vicarious Visions games at the bottom, it doesn't mean I don't like them. But if you need me to rank them, that's where I rank them. The way I explain it to people is if I were ranking them on a scale of 0 to 100, like even the worst game, like even Swap Force would still be like above a 90 on my scale. So they're all good games. I enjoy them, but something has to be in last place. Brendan, thank you very much. I appreciate the kind words. Gary, I do not work with my wife. I will clarify once again, SCL Jillian is not my wife. Um, my wife is actually at work right now. She is a nurse, and yeah, completely separate jobs. So yeah, SCL Jillian is just an employee, um, but not my wife. Hope to make Sky Sleeves a trap team. Yeah, the best way to ensure that they continue making more Sky Sleeves is to buy the current ones that they have. Show support for the current product, which not only provides funds but shows them that there is a want for more Sky Sleeves. Would a Sky Sleeve work for a not in box Skylander? I mean, yes and no, not in the same respect because like the sleeves are made specifically for the box size, and so the box size. I mean, you can see, right? Like if you took this figure out and just put the figure in this gigantic box, like, okay, yeah, it would protect it from dust, I guess, but it would be loose and be able to rattle around all over the place. There'd be nothing to hold it in place there. And so that's the downside is that there wouldn't be like if you just placed the figure in there gently and then placed it on a shelf and never moved it, okay, there'd be some level of protection, but not as much as you want probably. um do, 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 do. What senses would prioritize to get other than the big three? So my two favorite sensei are Hoodsickle and Starcast. I know they're both of the dark element, but I love those guys. Those are definitely the best for me. Beyond that, I mean, I would just start picking your favorites and try to get one of each element so you can unlock all the areas and that type of stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. How does my wife react with constantly doing Skylander trips? I mean, if I'm away for too long, she gets lonely, sure. Staying at home alone by herself for a week at a time. Um, she has occasionally joined me for a couple of days of the trip here and there. Um, but she doesn't really like riding in a car for a long period of time. And so it's not something she would enjoy doing. Um, we're both fairly independent people, so we don't like it works. But at the same time, like back in August, September, when I was on the road for 6 out of 8 weeks, um, that was kind of rough. I mean, that was even rough on me just being away from home for so long. So, um, yeah, I try to find that balance, and I think, I mean, there's a little bit of a reason why, like from October to December, I'm trying not to really travel, and we'll start up again probably in January, but I'm gonna try to find a little bit more of a schedule. Right now, Skylanders are high on a shelf. However, in the room beside it is a fireplace. I mean, in the room beside it is a fireplace. Wait, is the fireplace in the same room or is the fireplace in a room next door? I'm trying to interpret that. I I think your Skylanders should be fine. Um, I mean, I wouldn't roast them directly above the fire, but just having them in the same room, I mean, like a fireplace is much like any other heat source. I mean, just as long as you don't keep it right on top of it, it should be fine, I would think. Yeah, Brandon, I know everybody wants more hunting videos. I've been getting a lot of requests for them, and I plan to keep making them. It's just I need to find more of that that work life balance, if you will. Went to place to sell Skylanders, found 3 sealed light traps, sealed earth, and a sealed dark. Wow. I mean, I don't even have that kind of luck. Well done. Did you buy them all, or were they priced stupidly? Can you use traps if they're in the box? And if not, why keep them in the box? So, sushi, unfortunately, traps are one thing that you can't really use in the box. I mean, I think some people have found ways to kind of get them to work, but it's tough. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Like, if you want to use it, just open it. Um, some people like I don't keep mine in box. All mine are open. Um, but if you're just collecting an inbox collection and you want everything in box, like that's why you keep them in box. Um, but yeah, that's not for me, and that's why a lot of traps aren't in box, and or why the inbox ones are worth that much more because they're tough to find because most people open them. Nelson, I have no idea if you'll ever meet her. I like if I had to guess, probably not, but I can't say for sure. Who knows what the future may hold? Personally, I think Spotlight is way better than Blackout. I think a lot of people disagree with me. But personally, I think Spotlight is way better. How are you able to make so many connections, find so many cool figures? um, Lots and lots of work. I mean, I've been working with Skylanders for the past since 2013, so 11 going on 12 years. So I've made a lot of connections over the years, and I continue to make more every day. It's when something becomes your full time job, it almost necessitates making connections. So I work at it. Have you ever had Happy Birthday Ben Starcast? Nope. Nope. Your college sold one? What college did you go to and what did it sell for? And was this like a charity event or like what was going on? Like I want more details on that. Um but no, that's like one of the seven figures that I still need for my collection. Yeah, Luca, if it's in a completely different room, I really wouldn't worry about it. What's the best Imaginator under $50? I mean, that's basically everybody but the big three, in my opinion. Um, so once again, I would lean towards uh Starcaster Hoodsickle with I think Hoodsickle taking a slight lead. Ooh, they're each $15. Yeah, Brendan, I think I would have grabbed all of those, especially the light and dark ones, but might even grab the earth ones just because at that point. So actually, that's the question. Did you buy them all? And if not, are they still available? Or wait, that was that the first yes there was did you buy them? Okay. Um what animated character from a movie or show would you want as a Skylander? Ooh, from a movie or show. Shoot. Usually my answer is Ratchet and Clank. But they're not really from a movie or show. They're more video game. Movie or show. Movie or show. Animated movie or show. Oh man. I think I might actually like I think it would have been fun to see like a Disney collab because there's a lot of good Disney animated stuff. And man, who could we get in? Who would fit the Skylanders? Because I don't really want any like human characters. I want either like an animal based character or something kind of made up. I've always been a fan of Robin Hood. So maybe like Disney animated Robin Hood, where he's the fox. Maybe could we get him as a Skylander? Maybe. I don't know. That's a different question. I'll have to think about that. Um, ooh, snapping. Wait, you were at the grid? Nice. Um, yeah, like I've been there a few times, assuming you're talking about the Goodwill in Charlotte. Um, yeah, I've never found Imaginators there. I've also never spent $300 there, but that's awesome. I'm glad you could find stuff there. Wasn't there a Ratchet and Clank movie? There might have been, but still, I wouldn't consider them, movie characters, regardless. You're working on an SCL themed camo custom. I'm I'm very curious about that. You'll have to show that off when we're done. Oh, colleague. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. But wait, 21,000 euro? I What does that even translate to? 21,000 euro to dollars. It's like $22,000. Yikes. Yikes. I mean, that may be the record sales price then that I've heard of for, well, any Skylander really. That's hmm. Do you have do you know if that sale was public or if that was a private sale or how that went down? Like I would love to get details on that. Like always looking for details on rare figures like that. All right. Oh, you're gonna send me the custom orange? That's awesome. I appreciate that. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Gary, you're gonna sell a green Chompy Mage? Good luck with that. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that goes for sure. Like I'm gonna have one of those coming up in one of my auctions soon too. So it'll it'll be interesting. We got to get back into those auctions here in December. Now that we're getting past the holiday and we can get back into a regular cycle of things. But I got a lot of stuff going on this week in particular. I have a lot of projects that are all coming together at once, and it's going to be fun. But it's a lot of work too. Yeah. So the shop. Okay, so there's a few things going on here. One is a holiday here in the U.S. So we had Thanksgiving this week, along with Black Friday and all that jazz. Uh, but that means Jillian's been busy with family stuff, and just I mean, like Thursday there was no mail going out, and so we're kind of holding off on updates for that. We do have a few other reasons we're holding off on updates as well. There will be, we have plenty of product waiting to come into the shop. So the next few weeks should be really big for you. Uh, but I don't think I want to mention the other reason why there's kind of been a pause on shop updates right now. Um, so yeah, we'll leave that for now. I am absolutely a Packers fan. Would you try sell Jordan Love rookie cards? If I got my hands on some, yeah, I'd probably try to sell them. Sushi, yeah. I've been trying to get to the unboxing for like the past 5 minutes, but there've been good questions here, and I got distracted. So yes, we'll get into this unboxing here. All right. With that, actually, let's grab this box. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, um, I recently purchased. Let me see if I can throw this up here. Over on eBay, I found someone selling this Skylanders Lot of 24 random figures. Um, Now I realized afterwards they had done this weird copy and paste, and the description of this lot actually says you're getting 10 random figures, but they had a separate listing for get 10 figures. And so then like this one says buy 2 lots and I'll include an extra 5 figures for free. Interesting. Um, I actually ended up buying, they had 6 lots listed. I bought 3 of them because they were giving discounts for buying multiple. So for 3 lots, so as far as I can tell, it should be 72 figures unless they included extras. But 72 figures, I ended up paying a little over $158, which came out to about $2.20 per figure. $2.20 per figure. Um, for what I believe should be 72 figures. So I got them all in this here box. and we're gonna start opening stuff. I looked at the top of this box because I didn't remember what it was when I got it. I'm like, why did I have this box shipped to me? Normally this would go straight to SCL Jillian and see what went. But yeah. Then I remembered I bought a mystery box. That's what we're going with. Pretty average for bulk. I mean, it could be average for bulk if I know what I'm getting. But it's more than I usually like to pay for a mystery box because I expect mystery boxes to have a lot more starter pack figures and stuff like that. Luca, have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. And so I don't usually like paying that much blind, but in this case, we made a little bit of an exception to see what happens. I think it'll be fun. So, what do we have in this box? I mean, we started off pretty strong with a Lobstar. I mean, hard to complain about a Trap Master of any type in, well, as long as it's not Snapshot. But being in a mystery box, like, I'd say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got Big Bubble Pop Fizz. And maybe I'll try to keep track of how many figures we pull out of here and make sure I actually got my 72 that I was supposed to. Because they're all just piled in one big box. There's no separation or anything. So let's see how this goes. The Upringer, we can talk about that later. Remind me if you're still here. But yeah, that Whatnot stream was wild for sure. I didn't even get to stay till the end of it, but I worked out for somebody. All right, there's a Kingpin, our first starter pack figure. But then we're already getting variants too. So we got a Mistletoe Diveclops. Mistletoe Diveclops. Big Bang Trigger Happy. I'm extremely happy. I pulled out 5 figures and there's only 1 starter pack figure so far. Like this is a good box. High Volt. Because right now, to me, this is feeling like this was someone's collection. And instead of like listing each figure individually, they just said, hey, I'm going to create these mystery boxes. Because I'm like, so far, I haven't gotten any duplicates either. Yeah, really good start. Exactly. Series 1 Stealth Elf. I also haven't found any damaged figures yet, which is another bonus. Super Gulp Pop Fizz. I'm sure there will be a bunch of starter pack figures. Like I'm fully expecting that. Like that I expect that when I go into mystery boxes, and that's why I don't like to pay $2.20 per figure because I sell starter pack figures for 99 cents and sometimes 50 cents when they go on sale. Like yeah, that I can't pay like if I paid so if I paid $150 for 72 starter pack figures, like I'm losing more than half my money, right? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Stump Smash. Oh, here we go. Light Cord Robot, but he's damaged. He's missing his tail there. So there's our first damaged figure. Set him to the side. All right. Moving on though, we got Crusher. And Spyro. Series 1 Spyro. So there's another starter pack figure. And another one So Jet back there, he's intact, but yeah, definitely. He's a little dirty too, but I mean, he's intact. There's your snapshot. Here's our run of starter pack figures for you. So Chopperverse, the Stump Smash come in so there's a great variety of colors, really. Like this one in particular does have a lot of green, but they aren't all this way. Some of them are very brown with just a hint of green or almost no green at all. But yeah, this one, the green really stands out, especially on camera. I've been meaning to do that. Like I have a whole box of Stump Smashes in the basement, and I want to pull them out and kind of show off the different varieties of coloring that can happen. But yeah. Any expensive or rare figures yet? I mean, we started off with a Lobstar, which is probably still the best thing we got. But we did get like mistletoe dive clops and stuff like that. So like it's not all just starter pack figures, but nothing like super rare at this point. All right. Upbringer, I mean, I don't know if I'd say all figures have gone up 47% in the last 2 years, but the more expensive ones for sure. Yeah, the more rare figures. I mean, some of them have like 47 on average. It's probably right, but like Green Chompy Mage has probably gone up 100%, possibly more in the past 2 years. It's probably gone up 100% in the last year, last 6 months. So, who knows? We need a camo in this box. Here's hoping. Here's hoping. All right. What else we got? Well, we got a swapper half. We'll just put that off to the side and see if we get the other half later on. We got wind up. That's nice to see. Oh, we're knocking the microphone over. Sorry for any extra noise that may have caused. Let's push this back a little bit. All right. Smash it. Some good superchargers in here. Ooh, we got traps. There's an earth hammer. I'll take those all day. Gary, honestly, I sell most of these in the shop yet. We usually sell them last unless somebody requests them specifically. Like occasionally we'll get a note asking for, clear trap or whatever. I do hold some of them off to the side, especially if they're like completely clear, and sell them at auction just so I can show them off and people know exactly what they're getting. But if they're just partially discolored, like I put them in the shop because that's how they were originally sold in stores. Like it's not most of the time the change in color or the difference in color. It's because it's not even a change necessarily. The difference in color, it comes from the factory level, and it's not sun damage most of the time like people think it is. Like that's how they were sold in stores. And so it's not like they've been sun damaged. It's, if anything, they've been factory damaged. And so like I don't feel so bad selling those. Once in a while we do get a complaint about it, but you're buying used figures to begin with. Like if you care that much about the condition, maybe not, I'm not the seller for you, at least when it comes to traps. if you're going to be that picky about it. If you are going to be that picky about it, I would recommend buying from eBay where you can see pictures, or buy from Whatnot where I can show you the exact condition of every item. Um, but that's my personal opinion too. But yeah, some some I pull off and sell individually, but most of them just go in the shop. What swappers do you recommend getting first? Rattleshake, he's the best. Um, I mean, I like the undead ones, so Night Shift is cool. Um, I mean, generally, I'm gonna recommend just getting one of every element so you can unlock everything easily. Playing by yourself as well. Um, but who else would I recommend? Free Ranger's good. Rubble Rouser, I feel is underappreciated. Um, I mean, there's not a lot of bad swappers other than Firecracken. But yeah, it's hard to go wrong in general. Yeah, you see, a lot of people like the discolored traps, and that's why I don't mind it. But Sushi, have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. Do you have big storage for Skylanders? I mean, you can see my collection behind me here. That's pretty much all of it. There's a few items scattered around the room otherwise, but um I mean, for the shop, yeah, I mean, it's my entire basement, Jillian's entire basement is basically dedicated to Skylanders. So, yeah, Gary, sold your first green Chompy 5 years ago for 160 pounds and just sold your last one for 500. So, yeah, exactly. Like it's 3x in 5 years. But that's with the rare figures as well. I mean, you can't tell me the same thing has happened to Series 1 Trigger Happy or Series 1 Spyro. Like they're not gonna 10x in 10 years. Um, quick question about Steam Broccoli Guy. If you take him out and retrap him, do you, yes. So the coating is on the trap itself. You can use it like a normal trap, but whenever you put Broccoli Guy back in the trap, it will appear as steamed Broccoli Guy. Same goes for all the villain variants. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Doomstone either, but that's me. Everybody has their opinion. How do you go about cleaning the figures? So, I I mean, I don't know if you're referencing like the ones in my collection or the ones we sell. Um, regardless, you want to do it very gently and very carefully. Try to avoid as much water as possible because water is the enemy. And even just like one drop of water in the wrong place can destroy a figure. So toothbrushes are great. They can get in the small cracks and crevices of the figures. So just to clear up some dust or some gunk that's on a figure. Sometimes just if it's dried, you can just brush it off with a toothbrush. Um, if you do need to use some kind of cleaning product or liquid, um, use the absolute minimum amount possible. And when you're doing so, keep it away from the base of the figure as much as possible. Like if you're going anywhere, even if you're not going near the base, I would recommend kind of like wrapping the base of the figure up in like a paper towel or something that can absorb anything, any water droplets that might come nearby, and kind of hold it there while you're cleaning. Um, because like I said, if any water gets down by this little crack here between the plates, like it's just gonna seep in there. Like water will find those cracks and go in there and once it like that white so okay, on the swappers here, for example, there's the blue plastic, there's a white piece of paper, and on top of that white piece of paper is the chip. It's right there in the base. Um, so like that is what you're trying to avoid getting wet. So if water gets in there, it's going to soak the paper is going to soak it up, and it's going to lead directly to the chip. And you don't want that. But even more so on these other figures, sometimes there's holes up on the top of the figure. So like on swappers in general, there's three tiny holes right at the top of that base. And that usually means it's hollow inside and can lead down to the chip as well. The giants are notorious for this, because they're almost all hollow inside because they need the wiring for the light core aspects of them. And so, like, if you get water in the top part of it, that can leak down to the base and get the chip wet as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just stay away from liquids as much as possible. You can do a lot of cleaning without liquids. Um, and like when I have done it in the past, a lot of times, like I'll use like a Clorox or Lysol wipe to clean stuff up because that tends to dry a little bit quicker and it's not as like drippy, if that makes sense. Whereas like if you put water on a toothbrush or water on a other cloth, it's more likely to drip off. But those wipes, for whatever reason, like they kind of hold their liquid and don't release it quite as much. But still, I try to use those as the last resort type of thing. Um, Favorite sensei. So yes, Starcast and Hoodsickle are my favorites from the last game there. Yeah. Like isopropyl alcohol, like the alcohol is nice because it dries quickly, but still you have to be very careful about keeping it away from the chip. Because if it gets to the chip before it dries, like it's not good either. No giveaway today, no. Do you think the Skylanders fan base is dying? Actually, I think it's actually growing at the moment. I think it did take a big hit when they stopped producing games back in 2017, 2018. Like, yeah, they lost probably millions of fans. But as of the past few years, I've just been hearing about more and more people getting back into the game or getting into it for the first time. Or we had someone today mention, "Hey, I just introduced my little brother to it for the first time." So, yeah, there's all sorts of people getting into the game now, for whatever reason. But yeah. If they have them submerged in soapy water, I wouldn't touch those figures. That's that's not good. That's not how you clean Skylanders at all. Don't do that. Um, but all right, let's keep unboxing. Hey, there's the other half of the one I was looking for. We got a Rubble Rouser. Speaking of Rubble Rouser, said highly underrated, I think. Another variant. 'Tis the season. Jolly Bumble Blast. Like this might be the best mystery box that I've ever bought already, and we're not like I bought these technically, as you can see over here, in lots of 24. We've opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 figures so far. And yeah, I think it's by far the best mystery box I've ever opened. So let's keep going. More swappers. There's a free ranger. All right, there's a sky trophy. Less exciting. Ooh. Sidekick. Trigger Snappy. Green base sidekick there. That's a nice surprise. It's got a little Sharpie on the bottom, but we can clean that off easily. Winged boots. Yeah, I'm gonna expect some of these too. But I mean, when you get things like sidekicks in there, I'll deal with that. Yeah, exactly. This was a great purchase for sure. What do I think about the Skylanders YouTube? I mean, I'm excited for it. We don't have any real news on it right now, so we'll see what happens, but I will be keeping my eye on it for sure. U2's and nostalgia peaking. Yeah. I mean, it's been growing over the past 3 years while I've been started the shop and stuff. It's been crazy. How many people who have told me like, "Hey, I saw one of your videos on YouTube and decided to get back into Skylanders," and so then they place their first order in the shop. It happens like every week. Um, got back into the franchise once found a nightlight in the skyscraper. Nice. Would you say mystery lots are worth it if your collection is small? Uh, I think they're definitely going to be more worth it for folks who don't have much in their collection because typically, I would not say this is the typical mystery box that we open. I've opened at least two, maybe three other mystery boxes on the channel before. Some of them in videos, some of them in live streams. So I I don't I can't direct you to a good place to go look at them right now. Um, but yeah, like if your collection is small and you need some of the more common figures, a lot of times a mystery box is the way to go because like I paid $2.20 per figure, whereas a lot of these figures are probably four, five, $6 figures. And so you could save a lot of money doing it that way. But once again, you're taking that risk because it's not guaranteed and you may get stuff you already have and you never know. But so far so good. Um yeah, so these are technically sidekicks. And so the green base there's four with green bases, four with orange bases from the Giants. And those eight were all remade for Trap Team with red bases, and then they added eight more. So, yeah, there are these here. Now, these will they act exactly the same as the ones with the red base. So the Trigger Snappy with the red base, it's the same sculpt. Everything's the same except it gets a red base. You put this figure in Trap Team, he's a fully playable character that you can level up 100%. But if you take the red base one and put it in Spyro's Adventure, it will register, but it will register as a sidekick and he just runs around your character. It's not a playable character at that point. um, so like that's the difference. It just depends which game you play him in then. But they are interchangeable otherwise. But anyone's in for Texas. Oh, Needful Toys and Collectibles. Interesting. All right. How can you tell if a lot is legit or a scam on eBay? I mean, there's no guaranteed way. I would take a look at the seller feedback. That can give you a good idea. But there's no guaranteed method for sure. And that's kind of why I sometimes buy them for you to let you kind of know what you're getting into. So I mean, you can see I have the seller's name right up there on the screen. I don't know if they still have any left. I haven't checked recently, but you can see what I got and it's pretty legit. So if they have any more, you can go check them out and see if they if you want to give that a shot. Yeah. Seeing it with Pokemon, what do you think of making your own mystery box? I have a very rare randomly instead of Scott. So Catacon, I've actually done this before. So my version is called the Mystery Box of Doom. And what I do, I'm not currently planning on doing anymore right now, but it started off where I made 20 mystery boxes and like they all had like a guaranteed minimum value So it was usually like they'd have $20 worth of figures in them, but one of these 20 boxes would have a rare figure like a spotlight or a blackout or something like that. Um, so I have absolutely done that in the past. I've actually done it 4 times now. The past 2 times we actually ramped it up and um, on top of including one rare figure in one of the boxes. So like the last time I did it, I did there were 25 boxes. Um, one of them had a rare figure. I think it was a Royal Double Trouble. Um, and then there are, I think, 5 other boxes that had a Rainstorm Riddles custom figure in it. Um, and then the remaining 19 boxes or whatever it was were just standard mystery boxes with who knows what you get. Um, and then I typically include a coupon for 10% off your next order. So that way I feel like even if you didn't get anything good in your mystery box, you could still come to the shop and get 10% off and still get some value out of the mystery box. But that is yeah, I do like that idea. But I'm not currently planning to do any more of those, but I have done them in the past for sure. Freddie, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, have a good day. I mean, the video will be up later if you want to check out what's in the rest of the box. Just check. We've been live for an hour, so go to that hour mark and you can start watching again. Do vehicles register in Imaginators? When I get new figures, I play with them, upgrade them. Um, so yes, I believe the vehicles do register. Um, because yeah, there's not a vehicle section in the main storyline, but I think there is still a racing mode, if I recall. And so like yeah, they still register, but they don't really have a purpose per se. What do you think the biggest difference is between American Skylanders economy and European? Um, yeah, there's a handful of figures that were released differently regionally. So yeah, Series 2 Drobot was honestly um even tough to find in the US. I think it was even tougher to find in Europe, but it was still tough to find in the US. Um the there are a handful of other typically variants that are tough to find. So I've noticed like in Europe, a lot of people can't get their hands on glow in the dark Sonic Boom, whereas uh, here in the US, that was a Walmart exclusive and it was everywhere because we have so many Walmarts. Um, they had plenty of them to go around, so it's like a $5 figure here, but in Europe, it can sell for I actually don't know what it sells for, but I know that a lot of Europeans just snatch that one up because it looks like it's so cheap over here, and they can't find it over there. So there are figures like that that just got different releases regionally. I know going in reverse, Glow in the Dark Fright Rider was never released in the US. So in Europe and Australia and stuff, it's fairly common. But over here, like we had to import all of them. Same with the Magic Claw Creation Crystal. It was only released in Europe in an 8 pack. So everybody over here in the US, we have to import them. It became very expensive, where they're very commonplace over there. Um, so yeah, there's things like that. There's not one biggest difference. It's just the figures that were released regionally. Uh, it, they vary from country to country and from area to area. SCL Jillian's in the house. Love to see it. All right. unboxing some more. We've roughly made it through one of the 3 boxes, about 24 figures. Still got the rest of them to go, including this Tower of Time. We got a Light Core Smolder Dash. Here's our Series 2 Cinder. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Yeah, the other thing that makes me think even more that this was like just someone's collection is that we haven't gotten duplicates yet. Like we are like everything has been unique. We've gotten some starter pack figures, sure, as expected, but no duplicates, only the one damaged figure. So yeah, I'm more and more thinking this was someone's collection that they wanted to sell and they didn't want to list everything individually. So they just said, "Hey, we're making lots of 24 or 10 or 15 or whatever." Um and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Prison Break, Series 1 Prison Break. Knockout Terrapin. Time for a drink. All right. And I will remind everybody too that the light yawn traps are on sale today and today only. If you want to get your hands on one of those. If you got the funds, if you want to buy yourself something special. What do you think is the best way to promote your own online Skylander shop? Start slow. This is what I was telling them before. Like the key is to build an audience that knows and trusts you. And the best way to do that is to get those sales and treat your customers well. You want your customers to come back. So you want repeat customers, but then you want those customers to go out and say, "Hey, I found this awesome new Skylander shop. You should come check them out." And the way that they're going to do that is if you treat them well. So like I said, make sure you get stuff shipped out in a timely fashion. If you tell them it's going to be shipped out in 2 days, make sure it gets shipped out in 2 days. Yeah. Jillian, what time zone are you in? But yeah, make sure you ship stuff out on time. Make sure you pack it well so it arrives in the same condition it was sent. Make sure you advertise the products properly. Make sure you ship the right products the first time. All that jazz. So make sure that you treat them how you would want to be treated. Like that's how I always think about when I'm packing stuff. Like this box here legitimately had all the figures just dumped in the bottom of the box. There's no padding at the bottom of the box, just all the figures dumped in, and then one sheet of bubble wrap on the very top. Not ideal, and not how we would ever ship anything. But it's like the same way I ship like trading cards. Like so many people, because it's the industry standard, will take their trading card, stick it in a sleeve, put it in a plain white envelope, and just ship them. And I think that's crap. Is it cheap? Yes, absolutely. Do 90% of the cards get there okay? Yes. But I don't want to even risk losing those cards. I mean, and so like I just price my products to a point where like if I ship a trading card, it is going to be in a penny sleeve, goes in a top loader, the hard case, which goes in a team bag, and then is shipped in a padded mailer. I do not ship anything in a plain white envelope. I pay the extra to get the um uh protect the card, make sure it arrives in the same condition, make sure it's not going to be lost, make sure it doesn't slip out of the envelope or anything like that. It's going to be packaged well. I get people that leave feedback for me on eBay and stuff where I sell those cards and say like very professional packaging. And that's what I want. That's the reputation I want, which gets me more customers, which gets me it allows the shop to grow. Like that level of service. So I would recommend doing that as much as you can. Catacon, selling on Whatnot, once again, it's going to be a grind. Expect it to be a grind. The best advice I have gotten though is if you especially if you don't have an audience already. Like I kind of had a pre-existing audience from Skylanders character list, doing that for 10 years and then running the shop for 2 years before I started Whatnot. Like I kind of had a built-in audience. It was a cheat code. It was cool, but most people don't have that. What I recommend is getting 5 to 10 um, mid-range to high-end items that you can sell, and that's your first show. List the items ahead of time so people can find them, bookmark your show, then run the show, and like the items will sell for what they sell for. If you need to get a certain amount for them, make that your minimum bid. Don't go in there and say, "Oh, this is $100 item. I'm going to start it at $1," and then be disappointed when it sells for 50. Like if you paid $50 for that $100 item and you need to make your money back, start it at $50. There's no shame in that. Like I do that all the time. Um, and so, but what the other thing people do when they start their first show is they go in with a bunch of common stuff and wonder why it isn't selling. And so once again, what you want to do is you want to get those first few customers through the door so you can treat them well so that they can leave you good reviews and you can grow your audience. And you do that by giving them good items that they are looking for. So the mid-range to high-end items that are definitely going to sell. So you want stuff that people are looking for, not Series 1 Spyro that you're trying to sell for $5. That's not going to sell on Whatnot. But if you give them get 10 trap masters if you can, or something like that, and do a trap master show. Hey, I got these 10 trap masters. We're going to go see what they go for. But you get those first 10 sales, you get the customers, you ship them out, they give them good customer service, and then they're going to bookmark you, come back for your second show. And they're going to bring friends because the way Whatnot is set up, it's like the bigger you grow, the more your reach expands as well. And so once people see you regularly having these items, it also becomes easier to sell more common items. But you never know what you can run into. Sometimes you just have a bad show, and that's gonna happen too. But don't let that discourage you. Just understand it's part of the process. So I could talk about selling either on your own shop or Whatnot for days. But I know a lot of people aren't here for that right now. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you do have more questions, feel free to reach out and we can talk. All right. Oh, you're talking to family on the East Coast. Of course you were. Yeah. Gary, you got a great example there too. Echo is one of those, expensive in the US compared to the UK. It's once again because the UK got a better release of Echo and those late wave figures, they got more of them over there. Plus, it's a smaller market, so like it was like if they got a bigger shipment of them, it would supply the demand over there and then leave some extra, as opposed to you could give that same shipment to the US and there would still be a shortage. Mhm. Are there any days they put Skylanders in the shop more than others? So yeah, there we don't really have a set release schedule for the shop. It really depends on when stuff comes in and what our schedule looks like. Like I said, we didn't like I mean, 2 weeks ago, I think we had a release on a Wednesday, but then this week we didn't, and part of that was the holiday. Um, but yeah, there's no set schedule. Yeah, as Jillian said, there may be some patterns, but ultimately, it just depends on what we're able to do. All right, back to the box. Giants Swarm appears to be intact. 2 antenna, 2 wings, 2 arms. Also good there. Chopper. Get the phone out of the way. All right. Dark Food Fight. Take that. Series 1 Drill Sergeant. Series 1 Chop Chop. Yeah, Oman, like we were just saying, there is no set release schedule for the shop. On top of the holiday this week, I've kind of mentioned that there is another reason that I'm not talking about right now, why there's been a longer than usual delay between updates. But there will be more updates coming. Just keep your eyes out for them and for other news about stuff. Gary, what cards should I sell? I focus on Lorcana. I don't get into Pokemon. Like Pokemon's too big. It's too competitive. I don't know what I'm talking about, and the fact that like there's so many fakes out there that I don't want to risk it because I am unaware of what the card should look like, and so spotting fakes would be harder for me and stuff like that. And I don't know what's valuable and what's not, and it's so many questions. Whereas Lorcana, I started collecting personally right when it came out. And so I'm much more familiar with those cards. And so this is kind of again, kind of like I do with Skylanders. Um, like I buy stuff to fund my own collection, but then I sell off my extras and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's where I am with that. But yeah, I'm all about Lorcana stuff. Is it okay to use an emulator with an emulated portal to play Skylanders? I mean, is it okay? It's kind of up to you. If you're fine with that, like I don't know that I don't know if there's any legal concerns in there, but if you're just playing for your own private use, you do you. I'm not a lawyer. Do we sell the cards and stickers? If so, how do you decide the price for them? So, Mr. Moonsun, this is something that we're working currently on adding to the shop. I haven't fully worked out a pricing schedule for them yet. Um, it's something that I have to figure out now. Like I've sold lots of cards and stickers privately in the past, but that's usually just been like, okay, we got, these 97 cards that this person wants. How do you feel about this price? And like they're usually okay with it because we don't have set prices right now for individual um cards and stickers. We don't have those prices set right now. But once we get them in the shop, I'm gonna have to figure out pricing, and it's probably gonna start out something generic like, okay, all cards are $1 or something like that, and then we'll kind of see like, are people comfortable paying those prices? If not, we'll have to lower them, or if they sell out right away, we have to raise them. Like I already know, like some cards, like some figures, are going to have to be more expensive than others because they're that much harder to find. Um, but in general, I mean, they're going to be cheaper than the figures. Although I've always said there is an argument to be made that the cards are more rare than the figures because a lot of the cards have been thrown out and trashed, where like people kept the figures but threw away the cards, which means there's much fewer cards. But you could probably argue that the figures are in higher demand, so like it probably balances out. But yeah, I couldn't justify, charging $80 for an Echo card. Um, but I would imagine, like, if I'm charging $1 for every other card, the Echo card might be $5, $10. I don't know. And that's something I'm gonna have price a lot of pricing I'm gonna have to play with over time, um, to see what actually works because one, I haven't sold them much, and two, like there's not a lot of comps out there. It's usually like people sell. I have a lot of 100 random Skylanders cards for $20 or something. Like, okay, but I don't even know what's in that lot, and you don't either, I bet. So, what are they actually worth? Who knows? Um, but yeah, that's pricing I have to work on for sure. All right. Is there a way if I ever get a lot with a bunch of duplicates yeah, Mooncrasher, absolutely. Yeah, I love buying from folks, whether it's people selling off their collection or people like you who are buying large lots to help complete your collection. You end up with a bunch of duplicates. I buy from people like that every day. So email me, Matt at SkylandersCharacterList.com. We'll throw that email up there again, Matt at SkylandersCharacterList.com. If you ever have anything to sell me, I ask that you send pictures of everything. You can send it just a few good group shots where I can see all the figures laid out there, um, along with your initial asking price, and we can start negotiating from there. Um, but yeah, I need pictures of everything, your starting price, and we'll figure something out. Keep in mind you will be responsible for shipping costs, um, so factor that into negotiations as well. But yeah, I will happily buy figures from anywhere, from any source, as long as the price is right. So if you have a bunch of duplicates, absolutely we can work on that. All right. Continuing on. Ooh, hidden treasure. One down there. Wrecking ball. Not super exciting, but ooh, this one is. How about a metallic green washbuckler? We'll take that one. We'll take that one for sure. Looking good. Now, obviously, we have to test all these yet, but I mean, these have been in fantastic condition so far, so I have no reason to believe that they won't work. Thumpback, we'll take that. That's what I'm saying. This mystery box has been wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And so, if you want to, check out their eBay store, that their eBay name is right there. If you want to see if they still have any in there yet, like, yeah. Hothead. Heavy duty sprocket. Wait a minute. Another dark food fight? Yep. We got two of them. I mean, I'm not complaining, but that's unexpected. Huh. And that hurts my theory of like um this was just their collection. Like who has a duplicate dark food fight in their collection? I don't know. Maybe they did. And yeah, that's our first duplicate. I mean, much better than like a duplicate starter pack figure. I mean, he's technically a starter pack figure, I guess, but the variant of the starter pack figure. So I'll take it. I will take that all day. Warnado, Series 1 Warnado. Funny Bone. Oh, there's our standard food fight. We got two dark food fights before the regular version. That's how good this box is. Here's our golden. Ooh. Okay, another damage. Our second damage figure here. So you can see she's kind of chewed up there, both her staff and her headdress there. Got some teeth marks all over there. So we'll set her aside. Moving on to Series 2 Wrecking Ball. Got a Dino Ring. Some more magic items here. The Sky Iron Shield. There's Sparks. Series 2 Double Trouble. Ooh. Series 1 Stealth Elf, which I think we've also had before. Yep, I can see her over there on the desk. So our second duplicate, but once again, not a start. Well, okay, she was in the 3DS starter pack, but not your standard starter pack figure. I'll take it. Series 2 Blizzard Chill. Series 3 Ninja Stealth Elf. That's a starter pack figure. And let's all say it. It's not a lot unless you get a Tree Rex. There he is. We have him, folks. And boy, oh boy, is this a lot. All right. Our second hothead. So, all right, we're hitting a few duplicates here. But once again, at this point, I will accept duplicates. Like, this box has been fantastic. Legendary Bouncer. Legendary Bouncer. Bear, thank you for the purchase. I'm glad to have you on board. Yeah, international shipping can take a while, depending on where you are. Most countries tell us anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks. We've seen people get stuff in a week, but we've also seen it take close to a month. So it really depends where you are, how they handle the package and customs and all that. But yeah, you should get your stuff. Hopefully sooner than later as well. Yes. All right, here's another damage figure. Series 2 Gilgrunt. Missing that harpoon. Wah wah. Series 1 Bash. Intact there. Got another trap, though. Undead Skull. Take that. That was our second trap of the day. And no starter pack traps either. Series 2 Stealth Elf. Unfortunately damaged. Missing the back of her ponytail there. You can see it got chopped off or bitten off or something. And actually part of her weapon is missing as well. So a few things got chopped off there. All right. Series 1 Terrafin. Series 1 Terrafin. Draft, how often do we restock the store? We don't have any set times that we restock the store right now. Typically it's at least once a week, sometimes 2, sometimes even 3 times a week. If you want to know exactly when we restock stuff, you can follow SCL Jillian on Twitter. SCL Jillian on Twitter. You can follow this YouTube channel. We always post about it in the community feed. And that might be a good place to go and look to give you an idea of how often we restock stuff. Just go check out that community feed and you can see the past posts and how often they happen. And we always share pictures of what's in each update. Or if you want to be the first to know about updates, you can actually become a member of our YouTube channel here and join the SCL Discord. Because we update the Discord members before Twitter and YouTube. So if you really need to know about stuff first, if you want to get first shot at everything, then that's the way to do it. Join the Discord. Become a member here and join the Discord. Catacon, thanks for hanging out. Have fun at work, hopefully. Do we charge shipping on the shop? Yes. So if you're in the US, it is a flat rate $8.95 shipping. Unless you spend $75 or more, and then you get free shipping. Uh, if you're outside the US, if it's international shipping just needs to pay international shipping because it's very expensive and I can't eat that cost. Um, so if you're international, it depends on where you're located, how much you're ordering, so the weight of the package and the distance. Um, but those prices will always be displayed at the checkout before you actually make the purchase. You'll be able to see once you enter your address, you'll be able to see how much something actually costs. Um, so you can check that out. But yes, we do charge shipping unless you're in the US and spend more than $75, then it is free shipping. How come Thrillipede is more expensive than egg side Thrillipede? Yes, typically the variant is more expensive. However, in the US, um, Thrillipede didn't was never released, at least not properly. It was scheduled to be released. Like I at that time during Superchargers, I was actually working with Activision's PR team, and they had sent me Thrillipede for free and said, "Hey, here's the release date. We'd love for you to, show off this figure and kind of advertise it for them and let people know it's coming." And so I did. And so I showed off the figure. I opened it up. I played with it and said, "Hey, this is the date they gave me. This is when they said it's coming." And that date came and went, and they never released it. And we don't really know why. And then, like 2 years later, was it 2 years or 1 year? 1 or 2 years later, Best Buy started getting like one or two figures per store. Not one or two cases of figures, one or two figures of Thrillipede per store. And so like a handful of people got their hands on them, but it wasn't really like so some people imported it from Europe and other places. Um, but it was never really released here. Whereas the variant came out, around Easter times in the springtime. It was available at every store. There were plenty of figures to go around. So it was just a common figure. So it's all about supply and demand once again. And that one just has a weird story where it never really got released. And so the supply is very low and demand continues to be high. Candies. Yes, this is the last month for VIP in the shop. Yes. So today is actually the last day. I will be turning off the ability to purchase um, the VIP subscription today, and then it is going to like as your subscriptions expire, they will be done. Like that'll be it. So like if someone would buy a subscription today, like the last day they'd be able to use it is the end of December. Um, but otherwise subscriptions as they expire will just that'll be the end of it. But yeah, I'll be emailing all the VIP members to let them know too. But yeah, that'll be gone soon. Yeah, and get there are more expensive figures, absolutely. Can you check if loose Thrillipede is from US or Europe? Nope, not really. Um, it the US versus European release is really just about the packaging. That's the only thing that's different. So there's not really a way to tell from loose figures. Is it worth 100% in the game? I mean, I think it is. I enjoy playing the games. I enjoy the challenge. So to me, it's worth it. But it doesn't have to. What does the VIP do? So the VIP, like, it's been a lot of different things over the years. It evolved many times, and there used to be various other benefits to it. But nowadays, the only benefit to it is a 20% discount in the shop. So you pay $15 a month, you get a 20% discount. Um, and that's all it is nowadays. So some people think it's worth it. Some people think it's not. If you're buying a lot, it can be. Absolutely. It can save you some money, but um, yeah, it's not for everybody. Why is it closing? So it's there's a few different reasons. One of it is it's just unnecessarily complicating the business from a technical and money standpoint. Like it doesn't quite make sense anymore. But when I go back and look at it, like I thought long and hard about this before making the decision. And I the original reason I created the VIP was to offer people a discount. And that was because I was not confident in my pricing. Now I realized that was kind of silly because people have told me from the beginning I have some of the best prices out there. Um, but I still thought like people might think I'm crazy. People might think, yeah, I don't want to pay, that much for a Skylander, especially when you get into some more rare figures. And like, okay, well, can I come up with a way to give them a discount if they really want it? And so I opened the VIP and said, hey, um, if you think the figures are too expensive, if you're going to be spending a lot of money here, like you can purchase this discount basically. Back in the early days, the VIP was only $5 a month, and we've raised that over the years as we added more benefits to it, and then as we uh, increased a bunch of other stuff. But as the shop grew, it's it's just at a point now where I am very confident in my pricing. I know I offer fair prices. Um, I don't think the discount is needed, and it's causing extra complications for the business. And so I decided it's time to shut it down. Um, yeah. So I hope that answers it for you. But yeah, if you are a member or you want to become a member, today's the last day, and memberships will expire throughout December. All right. Got like, I don't know, 10 figures left in here. Let's check them out. We got Chaos Trophy. We got our first Creation Crystal. Unfortunately, it's just a starter pack. Fire Reactor Creation Crystal there. We got our Super Shot Stealth Elf. Another starter pack there. Series 2 Lightning Rod. There's the Reef Ripper. Shroom Boom. Only one Shroom Boom, no duplicates there. Oh, another damaged figure. So Series 1 Flame Slinger, missing the top part of his bow there. See that broken off. So that's our 5th damaged figure overall. Ooh, but another Swapper. Not a bad one. How about Freeze Blade? And he appears to be intact. So we'll take that. There is Tidal Wave Gil Grunt. Tiki Speaky. There's Boomer. Another mini there. Drobit. His little wings intact. Got a Hot Streak. So I have to check out if that's a mobile Hot Streak or not. And wow. These last two items, I'm not sure which one's better. We'll go with this one. Got another vehicle. Buzzwing. I mean, that's unexpected. It's what, a $30-$40 figure right there? That might be the highlight of this. I can't think of anything else that beats this right now. I mean, the metallic green Washbuckler was good, but I'll take Buzzwing. But then got one more. A brand new iSmall, Sidekick iSmall, still in the bag. So, yeah, folks. Best mystery box ever. Now the question. How many figures did I actually get? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's one box. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. All right, to pass two boxes. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Okay. So that's 75. That's 75. So yeah, I got my 72. Yeah, it's more than 24. So it's because I ordered 3 of these lots of 24. So I should have had 72. I got 75. 5 of them were damaged, but the rest seem okay. I mean, yeah, some maybe a little bit questionable with being dirty or something like that. But I mean, it's really hard to complain when you got like a Buzzwing and a sealed iSmall. Like, yeah. I mean, I probably would have been happy with just those alone. It's pretty good. Gary, Matt at SkylandersCharacterList.com. Throw it up on the screen here again for you. Matt at SkylandersCharacterList.com. I'm going to clear off my desk a little bit. And then we can keep chatting for a little bit. But yeah, that was very, very much worth it, I feel. Because, I mean, like I said, we did get a few starter pack figures, and we did get 3 or 4 duplicates, but none of the duplicates were starter pack figures. Like, that's the strangest mystery box, but the best mystery box I've ever gotten for sure. Clear this off. At least free up my keyboard so I can see things. Right. I can finish cleaning that up later. All right. But yeah, Matt at SkylandersCharacterList.com. If you need to email me for anything, do that there. Squiggly, if you're having problems with Whatnot, unfortunately, like that is not my site. So I'm unfamiliar with errors and stuff there. You would have to reach out to Whatnot support. You can do so either through the app or through the contact form on their page, on their website, if you're going from desktop or something like that. But I can't help you with that, unfortunately. All right. So yeah, that was successful unboxing, I do believe. Clear that off. But yeah, if anyone else wants to sign up for Whatnot, if you haven't already, use that link down in the description below, and you can get $15 in Whatnot credit to spend at one of our upcoming shows or on anybody else's show. Yeah, you keep seeing this guy's a lot. Yeah. I it seems to be legit. Like I said, I still need to test the figures, but I'm assuming they work. Guy, I mean, I don't know for sure at this point. I haven't made that many decisions as to future discounts, but I think it does open up the possibility of it. I think it's more possible. Like I currently do like my Packers discount whenever the Packers, my sports team here, Green Bay Packers win. Um, we put the entire shop on sale. Um, Depending on their margin of victory up to a maximum of 15%. Um, so I mean, we got that going on already. And that's potentially, 17 discounts once a week, basically for half the year, or 4 or 5 months, I guess. Um, Obviously, it's not every week because they don't win every game, but um, that is something we do now. But yeah, other discounts would be more likely if I'm not already giving dozens of people 20% discount. But like I said, I feel a lot more confident in my pricing now, and I know that I still offer fair prices. And I like still to this day, I have people telling me that I offer some of the best prices out there. I that that's what I'm aiming for. I'm not trying to rip people off, but I do need to basically stay near market price. Um, Otherwise, we run into other problems of other resellers just taking all my stock because it's so underpriced. Um, and it's the way it goes. But I must love Kickoff Countdown. Kickoff Countdown is the wrong kind of football. I like American football, not that European stuff. Yeah, scalpers are a problem, unfortunately. Like people have caught on to like there have always been people reselling Skylanders, but like more and more people are getting the word that like they're starting to go up in value again. Did I do a Black Friday sale? No. I don't typically do a Black Friday sale. Like I said, I just mentioned today, I mm, here, let me do this. Let's put a banner up. Today only light yawn trap $50 off. There you go. So yeah, today only. This is my sale. Today only, $50 off the light yawn trap. If you want to pick one up, um, that sale is available currently in the shop. Um, but like my other thing with like Black Friday and stuff like that, like the concept behind Black Friday is to like clear out a lot of excess stock or I mean in the beginning it was literally to get your business back in the black, assuming you're running in the red all year and then come the holiday season, get back in the black, and that's where the Black Friday comes from. Um which I don't need to do because I don't run in the red. I I couldn't do that as a small business. If I was running in the red all year, I wouldn't be able to maintain the business. Um, and like if anything, like I said, I am more often out of stock of stuff than I have in stock. More items are out of stock than in stock, and so like I don't have like if I were just put the whole shop on sale, like what am I putting on sale? I'm putting on starter pack figures on sale. That's what I have in stock. Um, and so it doesn't do a whole lot. And so like it doesn't feel it like when I know, trap masters and imaginators are going to sell out immediately at the prices I currently have them. It doesn't really make sense to put them on sale, right? Like do you get where I'm coming from with that? Like it doesn't make sense to put something on sale that's gonna sell out immediately at full price. Like that to me, that's bad business. Um, and so like I don't have a need to put as much stuff on sale at this point. That could change in the future. Or if I get a huge supply of something, like that could change. But yeah, right now that's not the state I'm in. Um, for the rare Skyliners, the prices on eBay are ridiculous. Yeah, it's rough. It's a rough time. Once in a while, you can find good deals, but I get where you're coming from. Favorite Skylanders of all time of each up. I can't do each element, but camo is number one overall. Robo Loose is 550. Oof. Has Robo actually gone that up that much? Like just the figure? Like the whole set I've been seeing around 550 if you include the blue chest and the creation crystal. Yeah, there you go, Max. Robo and Wildstorm for 175 Canadians even better because that's like I don't know, probably 150, 125 US. How often do we find legendaries? Devlin, we find legendaries all the time. Um, like we get legendary figures in every week, but they also sell out quickly. And like if we only get one or two of each one in, like it only takes one or two sales before they're sold out again. So that's what we've been saying too. Like keep an eye on, follow SCL Jillian on Twitter, check the community feed here on this YouTube channel, or if you want to be the absolute first to know, become a member of this YouTube channel and join the SCL Discord because we tell Discord members about updates before Twitter and YouTube. So you can check that out. But yeah, legendaries are relatively. I mean, they're not as common as the standard figures, obviously, but they are some of the more common variants that we get. Found another Robo. Looks like an 80 piece lot for 150 Canadian. Max, striking gold. Wish I could get those deals. 80 piece lot for 150 Canadian. I mean, 150 Canadian is 150 for Robo in any currency, I think, is a steal, much less in an 80 piece lot. Yikes. Yeah, Max, you should be snatching those up and like sell them to me. I'll pay you 200 bucks a piece for Robo right now. You make some money, I make some money, and we're all good. Oh, okay. Maybe Robo is starting to climb up again too. Like I recently raised my price a little bit to 400. Um, but yeah, that 500 is still a little bit higher than I thought it was. Mm. All right. All right. We did the on chest. We did the mystery box. All right. One other thing I want to mention again too. I know some of you were here at the beginning and may have heard me mention this earlier, but I know some of you weren't here right away. The other project that we've been working on, and I've talked about it off and on a few times previously, but I want to bring it up once again. just to see if you have any questions about it, or if uh, questions, concerns, thoughts, whatever you may have about it. But I've been working on what I'm calling the SEO marketplace, um, which is going to be another way for all of you to get your hands on Skylanders. So it's going to be another site that I run. It's similar to SEL Collectibles, but it's a marketplace where it means other sellers are going to be coming in and selling Skylanders. Um, Now I'm going to put my name on it. I'm going to back these sellers. And so I am handpicking the sellers because I want you to be able to trust these sellers as much as you trust me. So I want you to like feel as comfortable buying from the SEL marketplace as you do from SEL collectibles. Um, and so like because like I said, I am consistently selling out of stuff, but I know there are other resellers out there who have this product and it just isn't selling for whatever reason because and I don't think it's because like their prices are too high or anything like that. And so I want to give them basically access to my audience and say, "Hey, I know these people are actively looking to buy what you have." And so I'm hoping by saying like, "I know you, I trust you, like sell to these people." And I'm telling you guys as the buyers here, like, um, like I trust these sellers. I want you to trust them as much as you trust me. And hopefully we can that's another way we can help you complete your collections faster. Instead of you waiting for me to get my hands on another robo, um, one of these sellers might have one and can get it to you faster. Um, so like that's that's hopefully another option for you to buy down the road. Now, I mean, there will be some caveats here. Obviously, like it's a marketplace, so you got to think of it more like eBay. Now, there won't be auctions or anything like that, but like there will be multiple sellers, and so if you buy from multiple sellers, you're going to have to pay multiple shipping fees and stuff like that. Unless you just specifically buy just from one seller, so you're only paying one shipping fee or something like that. But um, that those are some of the obstacles that we had to kind of figure out how to handle. And the only way that really makes sense right now is to just, you know, if you're buying from multiple people, like if you're buying from multiple sellers on eBay, you'd be paying multiple shipping fees anyway. Um, will they have different prices, or you make sure they also have the same price? So yeah, the pricing honestly is up to the seller. They get to they get to decide what they want to sell for. Now, I will provide them with information saying like, this is what I am currently selling this item for. If you want to base your price off that, if you want to charge the same, you can. If you want to charge more, you can. If you want to charge less, if you want to try to undercut me, you can. Um, like as part of the deal, because I am running the site, like yes, I take a portion of the sales. Um, and so I could see maybe their prices are going to be slightly higher to accommodate for that or something like that. But these are all sellers that, like I said, that I trust, and I don't expect them to gouge you. Um, if it does start happening, if there's all of a sudden charging twice what I charge, like maybe we'll have a talk. I mean, once again, it's up to them. I'm leaving it up to them because I mean, if they list something at twice what I charge, it's probably not going to sell either. So, um, but yeah, like that, the pricing of the item is up to them. Yeah, taxes are obviously a set price, and shipping fees. The shipping fees I'm keeping flat rate for now. So that's the other thing. It's going to be U.S. only to begin. I don't know if we'll expand internationally, but in basically version 1.0 of this marketplace, like it's going to be um, it. it is only going to be within the US just to we need to test things and make sure it works. Work all the bugs out before we can expand. Um, and so the shipping is going to be flat rate. And the shipping is going to be the same flat rate that I use to keep that all on even playing ground. So 895 shipping. But like I said, if you're buying from multiple sellers, then it's going to be 895 times two or times three or whatever, however many sellers you're buying from. So, um, yeah, good way to get other sellers' names out there. I'm trying to help them. Like I said, they've proven to me that they're good sellers, and I trust them. So I'm happy to help them if I can. Like I think it's going to help them. Yes, it'll help me a little bit, but most importantly, it's going to help you complete your collections, and that has been my goal from the beginning. Like I'm here to help you complete your collections. If that means I help you get your hands on one new figure, awesome. I helped. I'm happy. Um, are you going to look at the SEL marketplace and use that to change regular SEL prices? Um, I mean, I guess there's the potential if there are figures that are trending upwards and my prices are way behind theirs and their figures are still selling at those prices, yes, that could bring mine up. But I'm I f- like like I was talking about before, like I feel much more confident in my pricing now, and I have a lot more data to work with, just from my own sales. Because like on what are we at now? Check out these numbers. We have now processed over 21,000 orders, which is over 134,000 items sold. So over 134,000 items sold, through my shop alone. And so that is that's the data that I'm really working off of. And I can see what people are buying and what they're willing to pay. Now, some of the higher numbers, or the higher, more rare figures like Robo and Green Chompy Mage and stuff, like I do need to utilize other sources like eBay and other sales that are out there because I don't get them in that often. Like if I only get a Green Chompy Mage in once or twice a year, like we've seen what has happened in the past 6 months. So I can't say, oh, I sold them for 300 bucks 6 months ago. I should just sell them for 300 bucks now. No, I go do my research and see, oh, now he's selling for 500 bucks. And so we do need to bump up that price. Or in this case, with my most recent one, like he's going to go to auction because the price has been fluctuating too much and not really sure what he's actually selling for nowadays. Like it's kind of been on a very steep incline recently. And so that says to me like something's happening right now. We should let the audience decide, the collectors decide what they're willing to pay for them. So yeah, kind of a beta version. Yeah, if you want to describe it as that, it it's version 1.0. It's version 1.0. But there will be changes made along the way. Um, would there be any way for us to become merchants if proven trustworthy? Potentially in the future, yes. So I will tell you up front, the platform as is, and for the foreseeable future, like I'm not looking for people who just have like, oh, here's my collection. I want to sell off my collection and then I'm done. I am looking for people who like it doesn't need to be your full-time job, but I'm looking for people who are consistently buying and selling. And so like if you have 100 items now, okay, you might list those, but then I'm hoping you're also buying on the back end and adding to that inventory so you can have consistent new inventory helping more people. Uh, if you just have one collection, I'm going to say, okay, well, if you want to dump it all right away, just sell it to me. Or if you want to split it up, go sell on eBay. Because then you're kind of one and done. Because there is a process that we need to go through. There is a contract I need you to sign. So there's a lot of paperwork and everything that's going to go into it, um, that I don't want to. It's not as much worth the effort if you just have, one small collection to sell, and then you're going to disappear from the platform. Like, that's what eBay's for. Um, and so, yes, that in the future, I will absolutely be looking for more sellers. Um, but just keep in mind that I will be looking for people, yes, who have proven themselves, in one way or another, and that's something I need to work out as well, and that are willing to make this an ongoing thing. That like you're in it for the long haul. Like there's no. It's not like when you sign a contract, you have to sell there for the next 12 months and you're exclusive to my platform and none of that. Like you can sell other places as well yet. But like I said, I don't want someone I don't want to sign someone up just so they can sell 10 items and then leave. um yeah, that is a crazy number for sure. Crazy to think you and Jillian physically went out, bought, processed, packaged, and sent over 100,000 items. Yep. Yep. That was a big day when we crossed 100,000 items. I didn't, yeah. It's trying to picture 100,000 Skylanders in a room is wild. Um, but yeah. Um, you're afraid for your wallet. Oh, we all are. We all are. 11D3, welcome. Yeah, I mean, lot flippers work. Yep. Like I said, if you're doing it just to complete your own collection, you buy large lots on the regular, and you're just gonna have excess to sell. Like, yeah, that would be a good way to go about it. If you're willing to put in the time and effort to, the listing items is going to be super simple. Like you basically just need to enter your quantity and your price, and then the items will be listed. Like we take care of the rest of it for you right now. Um, excuse me. But with that in mind, we also, for the time being, limit what you can list in the shop. Gary, awesome. I'll check that out when I'm done with the stream. I hope to get 62 figures. Ninja, that's awesome. You could do it as verified, unverified. Verified merchants are reliable. Yeah. So Devlin, yeah, that would take a super long time, yeah, to set up because of security and whatnot. So like that's not a bad idea, but that's something way down the road, I feel. Um, for the time being, like because the marketplace is an unknown quantity, people don't know if they can trust it. Like I want to keep the level of confidence as high as possible. And so my way of doing that is I am personally vetting all of the sellers that I allow on the platform. So like that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Like I want to keep that confidence as high as possible. Um so like I said, like I want you to be able to trust anyone that's on the marketplace as much as you trust me. And I know that's a big ask, but that's the level of confidence that I'm going for right now. And if I just open it up to anybody, even if I say, yeah, this person is unverified, if there's one bad interaction with them, if they rip one person off, like that can really um tank the credibility of the site right off the bat. And that's what I don't want to happen. That's like the worst case scenario that I'm trying to avoid. Um so it's it's a work in progress, and like I can see that for the future of the marketplace. We could get to the point where we could just there could be a verified unverified system, or we could just allow maybe we do get to the point where we are a little bit more like eBay, and um we allow anybody to sign up and just sell 10 items and leave. Like we could potentially go that way. Um but not to begin. Not in the beginning. We needed to build up the reputation of the site first before we allow other uh potentially harmful things into the system. Have you ever thought of a Skylanders dance battle idea as a mini game? I have not, Chris. I can say for absolute certainty I have never thought of that. Guy, thanks for hanging out. It's been great. Yeah, great stream, mystery boxes, good info about VIP marketplace. Awesome. Glad you enjoyed that. Have a good day. Wonder how many times the same figures come through your shop. Gary, I have wondered that before. If you watched our last unboxing, that had the huge collection, that was a bunch of rare stuff and variants and stuff like that. Um, that was from someone, John, that was actually in the stream with us, who sold me that collection because he was trying to help fund his kids' college. Um, and we even talked about that. A lot of that collection did come from me in my shop. Like he sold me back a flocked springtime trigger happy, and like I've already seen a bunch of like way more of these come through my shop than I ever thought. But now this is the second time this one has come into my shop. Um, so it does happen, and like some of the instances I have known about, I've bought from other people who have been in um, for lack of a better term, financial trouble, who needed some quick funds and have sold me stuff. And I'm like, you've been a customer for years. So I'm sure some of this stuff that I'm buying from you originally came from my shop. Um, but it's definitely something I have thought about, yeah. And probably might even happen more than I know about. If if like uh someone buys stuff from me and then sells off their collection or hands it off to someone else, and then that person's done with it, and so then they sell it to me without even knowing that it originally came from me. Who knows? Who knows? But unless I would start marking my figures somehow, which I don't want to do because we try to clean up the figures before we sell them. So I can't like leave a mark on them unless I come up with some like SEO packaging or something like that. That sounds expensive. Siggy, SEO Marketplace seems like a great product. I hope so. I hope so. We'll see how it goes. But we got the mystery box opened. We told you about the Yawn Trap sale, and we talked about the marketplace. That's all I wanted to do today on stream. So I might call it a day here. Um, I have a lot of work to do. As I mentioned, there's a few other reasons we haven't updated the shop, and a few of those reasons I need to go work on right now. I also need to work on some marketplace stuff. Yeah, I'm falling a little bit behind schedule, but um, I got a lot of work to do today. I don't get to take the weekend off. I took Thursday off, so I got to work today. But if there are no other immediate questions about that stuff, I'm going to call it quits for today. I will be back I'm hoping sometime next week with Whatnot Auctions. Um, and I don't know when the next live stream is, but we'll have it soon. We need to do December giveaway. We have one more giveaway to finish off our 12 months, 12 giveaways series. We've made it 11 to 12. Got to get that last one out there. So sometime in December, we'll have that giveaway for Snowbright Stormblade coming up. But yeah, otherwise, more Whatnot stuff come up. If you haven't signed up for them yet, you can do so in the link, using the link down in the description below. Get your $15 credit. If you haven't signed up, for the SCL Discord, if you want to be the first to know about shop updates, you can become a member of this YouTube channel for $3 a month, much cheaper. And join us over there. That's a growing community. We just crossed 50 members over in the Discord a few weeks ago. I think we're over 60 now. So that Discord is starting to grow pretty rapidly. Hopefully we get into triple digits sometime. It's bigger than I ever thought it would be, honestly. But we'll find out. Tomorrow is December indeed. So we got to go prepare, finish out this year strong. And I will talk to y'all later. Have a good weekend.